Ladies and gentlemen, the Caribbean and adjacent waters are preparing to enter a lively stretch of weather after many dry days. According to the latest observational data, two tropical disturbances are successively moving into the eastern and western Caribbean, promising widespread thunderstorms, strong winds, and rough seas in the coming days. This is considered a clear shift in tropical weather in November, the end of hurricane season, but still with many uncertainties. In today's bulletin, we will bring you an overall picture of atmospheric developments, detailed analysis by region, and early warnings for areas at risk of heavy rain, strong winds, and localized flooding this week and next week. If you live in Jamaica, Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, or the eastern islands such as Martinique and Barbados, please pay special attention, because the recent dry days may give way to a wetter and more complex spell of weather. Satellite imagery this morning shows a weak atmospheric trough stretching from the North Atlantic across the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and continuing to Cuba. This trough is the remnant of a cold front system spilling down from North America, now showing signs of stalling and weakening. Along this cloud band, scattered light showers and thunderstorms have appeared, especially in the central and southern Bahamas. In the Bahamas, today's sky is mostly cloudy with occasional sunshine. Temperatures around 26 to 28 degrees on the sea. In some coastal areas, people clearly feel stronger than usual northeasterly winds, accompanied by high humidity that makes the air cooler and more humid. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, after a stretch of dry weather favorable for post-Hurricane Melissa recovery activities, scattered thunderstorms returned from noon today, concentrated in Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and part of the Treasure Beach, Black River area. The rain occurs in a short time and moves quickly, but it comes with thunder and strong gusts, forcing many areas to temporarily suspend outdoor activities. Western Cuba has also begun to show signs of increasing convective clouds, while in the Cayman Islands, after 2 consecutive days of heavy thunderstorms, today the sky has cleared, and the weather is generally quite pleasant. In the Hispaniola region, including Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the atmosphere is temporarily stable. After the severe heavy rain and flooding last month, the area is experiencing days of intermittent sunshine, with showers only appearing briefly in the afternoon. This greatly aids recovery efforts in the hardest-hit areas. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands also maintain fairly good weather today. Only a few low-level clouds drift quickly by, sometimes causing light showers in mountainous areas. Most of the day remains clear with light winds, very favorable for tourism and outdoor activities. Overall, this morning's Caribbean weather map shows a clear differentiation. The north from the Bahamas to Cuba is affected by cool, humid air and northeasterly winds. The central area, including Jamaica, Cayman, and Hispaniola, sees scattered but short-lived thunderstorms, while the south from Grenada to Trinidad still has plenty of sunshine, though humidity is rapidly increasing, signaling the arrival of a new disturbance from the Atlantic. According to forecasts from the Caribbean Meteorological Center from Friday evening, November 8th, a tropical disturbance band will move into the eastern Caribbean, bringing abundant moisture and strong trade winds. Although this system is not organized enough to form a depression or storm, it is forecast to cause widespread thunderstorms on the islands, from Guadeloupe to Trinidad and Tobago. The highest risk areas include Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Barbados, with heavy to very heavy rain on Friday evening, and Saturday, averaging 50-100 millimeters in 24 hours. Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago may experience strong thunderstorms with gusts over force 6, which could cause localized flooding in low-lying areas. Meanwhile, the northern islands such as Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Gibbon Martin will see rain arriving earlier from Thursday to Friday, then decreasing toward the weekend. At the same time, the Bahamas and Cuba remain in the cool air mass behind the front, with only scattered light showers. In Bermuda, a mid-level low-pressure area is forming offshore, which will bring back strong winds and rain over the weekend. In Central America, countries such as Belize, Honduras, Guatemala, and Nicaragua will see a temporarily stable period for 1 to 2 days before facing new rainfall early next week. In Panama and Costa Rica, however, the southwest monsoon remains active, causing prolonged heavy rain and thunderstorms, especially in provinces along the Pacific coast. In Jamaica, from now until the weekend, rainfall tends to decrease with only about a 30–40% daily probability. Thunderstorms mainly occur in the afternoon, concentrated in the west and south of the island. However, people should remain cautious as thunder and strong gusts can occur suddenly. Cuba continues to see scattered showers concentrated in the west. Temperatures are stable at 27–30°, humidity high, winds light. Overall, the weather is favorable for production and road traffic. Haiti and the Dominican Republic are entering a drier phase with only light showers in the southern mountains. After the major floods in October, this is an important time for infrastructure and agricultural recovery, so conditions are quite favorable. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands remain ideal destinations over the next few days. It will be sunny with brief afternoon showers without affecting tourism activities. Toward the weekend, rainfall will increase slightly as the moisture band from the eastern Caribbean approaches. The eastern islands, especially Guadeloupe, Martinique, St. Lucia, and Barbados, will be the focus of this disturbance. From Friday evening, convective clouds will develop strongly, accompanied by southeast winds of force 5 to 6, sometimes gusting force 7 to 8. Seas will rise quickly, with average wave heights of 2 to 3 meters, locally over 4 meters. Local meteorological agencies have advised fishermen to limit going offshore during the 2 weekend days. Trinidad and Tobago is forecast to be the rainiest area. Heavy rain and thunderstorms may occur continuously from Friday night to Sunday morning, with total rainfall of 150–200 mm. Lowlands and southern coastal areas have a high potential for rapid flooding. In the north, the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos will be cooler with light rain, steady northeasterly winds and waves around 1.5 to 2.5 meters. However, when winds shift more strongly toward the weekend, seas may become somewhat rough, especially offshore of Long Island and Grand Bahama. The Quintana Roo and Belize region is temporarily dry, but early next week, rainfall is forecast to increase rapidly as the monsoon trough shifts north. U.S. and European meteorological models such as GFS and ECMWF are now showing fairly clear signals of the potential formation of a broad low-pressure area in the Western Caribbean early next week, around November 11th to 13th. The expected position of the low's center lies near the waters of Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, where the southwest monsoon trough intersects with a cold front spilling down from North America. This area has long been a hotspot for late-season subtropical vortices because sea surface temperatures remain very high, averaging 29 to 31 Celsius, 1 to 1.5 degrees above the multi-year average. At present, there is no clear evidence that this system will develop into a tropical storm. However, experts forecast that widespread heavy rain will occur in the western and southwestern Caribbean, lasting for many consecutive days. The main affected countries include Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize, and Guatemala, followed by Cuba, the Cayman Islands, and Jamaica. Expected rainfall is 200–300 mm, with some places over 400 mm for the entire event. Areas with hilly terrain or prior soil saturation should be highly alert to the risk of flash floods, landslides, and urban flooding. In addition, when the monsoon winds and cold front converge, the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Honduras will become very rough. High waves and rapidly shifting winds will make maritime activities difficult, especially for fishing boats and small cruise vessels. According to meteorologists, if this low forms close to shore, its potential for strengthening will be lower. Conversely, the rain area will broaden and persist, causing more severe hydrological impacts. Given this situation, residents of the southern Caribbean islands such as Trinidad, Grenada, and Barbados should be ready for heavy rain this weekend. Limit outdoor activities, check drainage systems, and reinforce roofs, especially in places still damaged by previous storms. Fishermen in the Bahamas, Cuba, and the Yucatan waters are advised to closely monitor information on wind and waves. From this weekend into early next week, winds may quickly shift to the northeast, causing high waves and rough seas. In Jamaica, Dominica, and St. Lucia, Hilly terrain combined with heavy rain easily leads to landslides. Local authorities should be ready with short-term evacuation plans if rainfall exceeds warning thresholds. Although the official hurricane season will end in just a few weeks on November 30th, years of experience show that late-season vortices often behave unexpectedly and move slowly, bringing prolonged heavy rain. Therefore, complacency is not advisable in late November. Experts also note that Caribbean sea surface temperatures are at record highs this year, which is why cold front systems weaken quickly when they move in, creating prolonged moisture troughs, as is happening in the Bahamas. This not only affects the current hurricane season, but may also impact the region's winter rainfall pattern. Forecasts show that the Caribbean is likely to maintain a wetter-than-average state in the second half of November, while the western Atlantic will dry and cool rapidly due to northerly monsoon outbreaks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Caribbean is entering a special transitional phase when cold air masses from the north begin to meet tropical moisture bands from the equator. The interaction between these opposing air masses is the reason for rapid and unpredictable weather changes. The two upcoming tropical disturbances, although not yet likely to form storms, will bring widespread heavy rain, strong winds, and rough seas. Early preparation, heightened vigilance, and following official information will help us be more proactive and safer in the coming days. We will continue to provide frequent updates on Caribbean weather every day with the latest data from regional meteorological centers. You can follow our next bulletins on the channel to catch the latest developments. If you find this bulletin useful, please press like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss important forecasts for the Caribbean and the Atlantic. We wish you a peaceful evening, safe on every voyage and under every roof. This is Media Mundo, the Caribbean Weather Bulletin, where we accompany you through every gust of wind and every drop of rain.